Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another tutorial working on our fairy magic journals. I am making 2 journals with these kits. I'm using the My Porch Prints Fairy Tea Party and Fairy Magic kits. So sorry guys, it's after work and right before spring break, so I'm like so ready. So ready. I need to move this camera over just a second, guys. I shifted my monitor back to my preferred side, and so now everything's just a little bit, I got to get used to it again, so my apologies. There we go, that's better. So we are going to be making 3 different pieces. We're going to be making a tag with a window and what do you call those? Shaker. I'm going to make a shaker. I've never made shakers before, so we'll see how it goes. And so one's going to be a tag with a, yeah, I'll show you the details as I go along. One is going to be a journal card, or not a journal card, excuse me, a pocket. This is the pocket. I'm going to be using some score tape. Score tape and me are not friends, so I am going to be praying before I start using this tape because it is not my friend. And we are going to, and this is the, we're going to be making a corner tuck, or just a tuck basically, so it'll be glued on 2 sides, and then we'll have a journal card sticking out. And I just got this trim. I think I got this at the Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure I got this at the Dollar Tree. No, I did not. I purchased this by the yard. I think I got it at Joann's. Not completely sure, you guys, but we're going to be using that. I thought it would be fun to start introducing this. I've got it in this color and gold. So that's that. I've already cut all the pieces, and so I will let you know how I came to construct this, but I wanted to cut the time down for you guys, as well as I'm trying to get ready to go away for a few days over spring break, and I want to have some things on the channel, and I don't have a lot of time to do that. So I've got my sequins here, so we're going to be putting that in the windows. And then this is our large one, that's the tag that I was talking about. It's going to have the shaker, window, and then that's going to make more sense as we go along. So I'm going to just set that up there. I did not ink anything first, so let me just talk to you about how I did this, and then we'll move on to the inking. So I've got a word. I'll be sure to link these. I got these from a different seller. These are not my Porch Prints. I need more sentiments, so I just cut this little tab with my my die cut machine out of some of the paper. I did pull some more My Porch Prints in some of the purple tones because I needed more background papers, because I'm doing a lot of ephemera in these 2 journals, so I needed more to work with. So I wasn't just repeating the same patterns over and over again. So I was so grateful that I have so many of their kits that I could do that. So as you can probably see, this is the tag, and I cut out the circle out of the center of it. So I took it out there, just like so. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to set that aside. I've already got my 2 pieces of, I can never remember what this is called. It's plastic, you know, the plastic stuff. And this is going to be the actual backing. And so this is the same size as this, and I will give you dimensions here. So this one measures, I didn't measure precisely, I'm just going to give you what I ended up with. This is 4 7/8 by 7.5. So that's the size of that. This is going to be the journal card, so it is taller by a little bit. You can see that. So that's a little bit taller. And then what we do is we're going to position this where we want it to show up when it goes inside of the window. And the way I evaluated that is I took this piece and I laid it out like that. So I'm lining it up. I made pencil marks there, so that I would know where to line that circle back up on the inside. So that is what I have, and let me just show you what that looks like on the back side and why I positioned it there, and I'm hoping this is going to make sense. So I allowed for glue lines around the edges, which is what you really have to think about, is how far down this is going to set. And so then I will be gluing this on here, hopefully correctly, I'm thinking that I probably should, I don't know if I can really make a mark, because I want to make sure that this line here measures up with this line here. So let me set it in there and see if I can make a mark so that I do that. I'm just going to move it up a little bit, and I'm going to make a pencil line right there, just so that I have that continuation, so I know that I only need that mark, because as long as I line that line up with that, I'm going to be straight, so that the dress isn't looking like this when it gets in on this part. I'm hoping that's making sense. We're going to do this 3 times. I will probably speed through some of it because I don't want the video to be too long, but that's the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and take a moment and ink these bits up, and I will be back with you in a moment. Okay, getting to the end here of all of our bits for this one. So I went ahead and inked everything, except I didn't need to ink, sorry, let me put the lid on that. Goodness gracious. I didn't bother to ink the front of this because it's going to be glued to the back side of this. So let's go ahead, and I'm trying to think about what's going to be the best to start with. And I also did cut, in case I did not mention it, I did cut the 2 pieces of, I don't know why in the world, I cannot ever remember what this is called. What is it called? Oh my goodness, I feel terrible. Anyway, it's going to go there, and you might notice that this is off-centered, and that's because the image on the page was off-centered, the page that I cut it out of. So, so that's why that is. So I'm going to start with going ahead and putting my tape on here. I am using double-sided tape, so Jesus help me to not get upset and frustrated. Help me to just roll with it, because double-sided tape and me are not friends. We are not even remotely friends, but I think it's the only way to do this. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put, my only thing is I don't really want it to be like struggle, because I would like to have it not be able to go in this area, but if I do just a square, I'm not going to be able to control that. So I'm just going to let go of control and just, oh, this is the thinner one though, so this should be fine. This will help us. So let me just go ahead and put this in place, and I'm just going to speed the video up just a tad bit. Okay, let's see if we can make this work. So I'm going to get my bone folder and just kind of smush that out, because I've heard that that helps. I watch Venus over at Heart's Desire by Venus, and she uses this stuff like it was extra fingers on her hands. It's just crazy. I don't know how she does it. So let's see if we can, oh, that worked okay. It's not smooth down enough. So let me just go ahead and take these off, because, oh my goodness, see, this is the problem I have. It tries to come up, and then it just lifts the adhesive as well, and I've got fingernails, and that's not helpful. Okay, I'm done whining. I think part of my problem is my pokey tool is no longer really very pokey, so it's not really doing a whole lot for me here. So I hope that you'll just bear with me. So, and I'm just keeping in mind what is top and bottom. Obviously I can tell with this because I've got my tag shape. Otherwise, if you didn't have a tag shape, you'd want to make pencil marks or something to indicate that that's the top. Because we do want all 4 sides glued for the bottom piece, this front piece. So let me just put that on, like so. Okay. But then when we put the second one on, we want to, we're going to put our sequins in here. So I don't remember which ones I wanted to use. So let me look at this. So we've got purples mostly. So maybe purple and gold. So let me get some of those out here. Some of these have not been opened yet because they're kind of new. So I'm just going to grab some gold. we go. And open the purple up. Again. Why is there two? Oh, one's up. Hold on. I'm getting these all over my floor. Oh my goodness gracious. I think one of them's a little bit more purple or pink than purple. So I think I want the more purple one. So let me just snip this open and find my scissors. Okay. It's all an experiment, guys. I've never done shakers before, so okay, so there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to go ahead and put the tape on 3 sides and leave the top open. So let me do that really quick. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and very carefully drop our sequins on there. Hoping to not get it in the tape, which I just did. That's okay. We'll just move it out of the way. There we go. Oh my goodness. So now that that's on, I think I feel comfortable putting the last piece of tape. I just wanted to make sure I didn't move that, like pick it up and try to wrestle this tape while I had the sequins on there. So, and guys, if you guys have a better way of doing this, I would love to hear your suggestions, because this is difficult for me. Oh, not too bad. And there's our other piece of it's not transparency, but you guys know what I mean. It's and it's not packaging. I actually purchased it. So we're going to go ahead and try to, these are exactly the same size pieces of plastic. So we're just going to set that on there, and then we're going to press it down, give it a good rub. Okay, so what's going to happen though potentially is we're going to get some down in here because we didn't make that tape go around that curve, and I'm okay with that. So I mean, I suppose one could put a little bit of glue in there, but I don't want to do that while yeah, I don't want to do that because it's just going to cause a problem. So there we go. Oh, we've got a little piece of something there. Is that on, which side is it on? It's on this side. So let me see if I can grab that. Like a little, oh my goodness gracious. Cara-Renee, seriously. And you know I can't move on. There we go. Okay. So that's our little shaker. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so I wonder though if one could put a little bit of glue in there. Let me try that because I can still get to it from the front. I just don't know if this is going to be a mistake. Obviously I'm most concerned about the bottom because that's where things would go. It would travel down. Except I can't really, it's not, nothing's really going in there. So I think I'm going to just call that good. So there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and set this aside and move on to our tag. And so as I mentioned before, I'm going to be placing this within this circle. Can you guys see that? And I did already ink this, and I'm lining up this edge of the skirt to that dot. That's my most important measurement. So I'm going to go ahead and use, I think I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac just in case I need to adjust. I can do that. Feel pretty good about that. I like that against that background too. It's really pretty. A little bit of variety. So this is from one of either the Fairy Magic or the Fairy Tea Party kit, and then this is from the kit as well. So that's beautiful. Okay, so that is that. Now, where's my backing? Oh, there's my backing. Set that aside. So many pieces. And now we're going to glue this on. And I'm just going to turn this over like so. And I want this to be on the back because I want this to be seen through the window. So I'm going to go ahead and add some, I've got this the plastic right here that I think is going to cause me a problem. So I'm going to try to nip that off just at that corner so I have a place to put my glue. I think that's better. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to put some Fabri-Tac around the edges. This is under my mat now. I should just put some under there. It's kind of fun. Except I always have to lift that up and clean it. So this is going face down. I'm going to go ahead and put it down. Oh, that was not what I intended. And I'm hoping that my pocket's going to be big enough now because I didn't really pay attention to my glue lines very well. But you know what? Live and learn. Just going to push that out. Okay. And oh, I just did it again. Okay, so I just glued the top. So I'm going to have to trim that off now. And I'm going to trim it off about that much. I just do not want to fuss with trying to pull that apart, which means our angle is going to be off, but you know what? We have to just make do. As I say in every single video, for some reason or another, perfection is not at play in the studio. So please, please give yourself a break. If this happens to you, embrace it. And then our corners are also a problem, so I am going to have to pull that up. Oh, I can't believe I did that. So we're just going to try to get a paper towel in here, get some of that glue off, and probably have to leave this set, but I want to show you what it looks like is mainly what I'm after here. So I didn't probably have to cut that edge off after all, but I do want to show you what it looks like. So we're going to slide it in there. We won't leave it in. So we're going to go ahead and slide it in our little tag pocket, and hopefully it's going to fit. Oh. It probably will when it's nice and dry, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, there's our dress. There's our dress. Let's try to rotate that so that it gets with that glue in there. You get the point though, so that's what it looks like. We've got that little sequins making her all magical, and hopefully that'll move. I'm not sure if it will. It's right in the middle of the dress, but that's okay. It's my first one, so I'm going to embrace it, okay? I'm going to pull this back out because I don't want that to stick. And can we get that to shake down now? Come on, shake down. Maybe you have to flick it. Flick, flick. I think we got more than one in it on top of each other there. So I will work on that later, guys. Okay, so the only thing we're going to do left on this one is we're going to go ahead and put a tab on the front, on the top of this. So we got a nice little bit to have a pull. And I just cut this with a die. So I have one of the little, what do you call that, sidekick that I moved to my desk. It was somewhere where I wasn't really seeing it. So hopefully I can do these littler things kind of on the fly rather than getting the big shot out every time. So there we go. There's our little tabby. And oh, I was going to put some lace on that, so let me pull that back off. It's all right. Can always change our mind. I had some lace here that I wanted to use. So I wanted the lace on. I don't want it on here, so I don't know what I was thinking. Stinking thinking here. This is not going well. I wanted this on here because I like the sparkle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I like to kind of lay this out beside that so that I know what my glue line is. Okay, so we can always add more glue if we need to. And where we have those points that are longer. So I'm lining this up so the scallop bee bits are about the same distance, and so that we see all those beautiful princess sparklies. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the paper towel and just press that down. There we go. Okay. I'll probably have to, later I will put a little bit more glue under here, but I don't want to mess with things too much at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. Just going to trim that edge just that corner, like so. Okay. And I thought about, you know, doing all this on camera with you, like the cutting and it's just too long, you guys. It's just too long of a video, so I just can't do it. So that is that. It's going to slide in there. We were going to put our tab back on there. And I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac this time since I did. I am putting this back on lace. So, and then we'll move on to the second one. Hopefully it will go better, smoother. It's always so tricky, you guys, especially if you've not done it before, which I haven't done this before, so I am winging it here. I love that. Look at that. It's beautiful. And so this, I feel like I wanted something on here. Maybe I was thinking I'd put this down here and it would hang out of the journal, which I think I am going to do that because we can still see that print underneath it. And so yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to again do that, so I can have my glue line, which is only you know, from here, because I want some of that to hang out the bottom of the journal. And again, this is the last of this lace. I love it so much. I need to figure out where I got it because I love it. Okay, so we're just going to put that there and get our paper towel again, press it down. This just helps your fingers from getting sticky, guys. It's not a necessity, but it helps me to not transfer glue elsewhere on what I'm working on, so works for me. I'm just going to trim that off a little bit if I can. Again, I'm trying to get ready to go. Well, I've got several days before I leave, but I have a lot I want to get done, so I am a little bit, and then I get in a rush, and then that's when I make mistakes. So, but I am loving the look of this, and this one says Princess. So we're going to put this little sentiment down here because this fairy is a princess. We are all princesses, you guys. We are all princesses, I'm telling you. I'm going to put this right down here at the bottom because I want to see those jewels on top. I'm going to hold this up so you can see what I'm talking about. So see how that lines up. Absolutely stunning. Yay. So I will, you'll be able to see what this looks like at the end in the photos. So that's what it's going to look like when it's actually in the pocket. Beautiful. Okay, except you're going to see this in the window. So I'm going to set that one aside. And I'm not going to make sure those are not on top of each other. And I need to get this purple sequin thing out of here because it's going to drive me crazy. I'll just pick up this up. Oh my word. I am such a dork sometimes. Okay, so this one I'm going to go ahead and ink real quick and then I'll talk to you. It's the same basic thing. I've got 2 pieces of the plastic. I've got a sentiment. I've got a back for the card. I cut out a piece of the front with a die cut that's just shaped like this. And it's going to be it's going to be on this backing paper, and then this is going to be the tag, or the card. So let me ink this stuff up and I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're ready to move on with this one. I'm just going to cap that glue and hopefully this is going to go smoother. Fingers crossed. Okie dokie. So move that one out of the way. So this is the back of this, and so we need to put our plastic on first. Lady. So that's just cut just a little bit bigger than the window. I hope you guys can see that. I wanted enough that you know, for the tape that I was going to use. So let me go ahead and glue both of these pieces on, and then we will move on. Okay, so I am going to make a mark about the direction of this print so I don't make a mistake. So this is the bottom, so I'm going to put an arrow here so I don't get confused. That's the top. So this piece can go on just like normal. What is on there? Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our second tape. Okay, just about done messing with this tape. Oh my goodness. I think I just need to do it more and I'll probably get more comfortable, and just the way that you hold this is tricky, so it's getting better though. So we want this one to be primarily purples and greens, so I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the green out of my little bag here. If I can get it open. What the heck? Why isn't this opening? That was weird. Okay. These are mixed a little bit. I'm not too concerned about if we're not doing very many because this is a small window. So we're going to do that. That's a little bit of gold in there. I think we're going to call that good. I don't want to go overboard. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure those are spread out to start with, different than the last time, and then we're going to go ahead and put our other piece of plastic, whatever you call that stuff. I know I'm probably going to have lots of people tell me what it's called, so oh come on, static. Static is making these, come on, making them want, it's attracting them to the plastic. Like when I put this close, it just wants to like a magnet. That's so strange. Okay, so let's put this on. Okay, like so. Okay, so our stuff is in the window. Push it all down. Turn her over, and that's what we've got. That is amazing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and zip through some of this so that we can move on. I'm just going to glue this on here, and then I will be right back. So I just realized I put glue where I don't want glue because this is a side tuck, a corner tuck rather. So I'm just wiping that glue off. It's not too late. And then we're going to go ahead. I'm going to have to probably put more glue where I just did it, so pardon me. I'm thinking if I'm thinking about this correctly. I'm not sure that I am. We're going to find out, aren't we? So this is that. Don't have a lot of wiggle room here, so this is our glitter glue. So I'm just going to try to put it down there, line it up as best I can, and pick it up and adjust if I need to. Okay. So the reason why I did that, guys, is because rather than glue all sides, is I need the window thing to go in here. I need the card to go in between. So I had trouble thinking about that for a moment, but that's okay. I'm going to just trim. I've got a little bit of an uneven edge, probably just the way that I lined it up on the back. Not a big deal. So let's go ahead and do our journal card. So I've made my line similar to what I explained to you before. I've got a line here at the top and the bottom, and then side to side. And then this is our little window. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac again, because I want to have the ability to move that if I need to. It just allows you a little bit more ability to correct yourself. So just lining it up as best I can. Again, perfection is not at play. So we are, you know, you get what you get. You don't throw a fit, as we say in school. No, we don't really say that to our students. We think it a lot of times. There we go. So let's see what we want to do. So this is going to slide in here. I'm not going to leave it in there again because I don't want to affect that. I just need to make sure that this is going to go all the way. It's tricky because you've got to line this up, the placement of this, with your window. So I'm just going to open that up a little bit. Sometimes that glue takes a little bit more of the landscape than we planned. So I'm just going to knock that out a little bit. And this edge as well, and hopefully we're going to be golden. If we're not, we'll cut a little bit off of this edge. So I'm just going to slide this in long enough to see it. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love these so much. Look at that. That is epic. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's like it's almost like a spotlight of just a piece of the main image, and I love that look. So we're going to pop that out, and I'm going to go ahead and put a tab on here. I'm just trying to think about where I want it. I think I want it at the top, so I already inked that. I'm going to fold it in half. I decided I should use some of my dies to make these tabs because I always like run out of ideas. So I'm going to do a video. We're going to do a video on how to make mixed media tabs for these journals. So they're going to be grungy, and they're going to be very mixed media-ish. So we're going to put that right there. Okay. Pretty simple card, right? Not anything too spectacular, and that's okay. Everything doesn't have to be like wild and crazy. And I'm just debating on this now because I feel like it's almost too, it's awfully pretty though, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to do it. This is stretchy. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's stretchy. If I get a hold of it, I'll show you. Stretchy, so kind of epic. So I'm just going to put some Fabri-Tac down here on the bottom. I don't want it to hang over too much because I don't like the underside is not very pretty. So, and I don't want to cut off both ends. I want to try to control that. Probably going to trim this later because I don't want to affect anything because it is a stretchy material. So I'm going to let it set. In fact, I'm going to put a couple clips on it, and then we're going to move on to the last project. So, which is the pocket, just a regular standard pocket. So I'm just going to put these clips on here really quick and let that set. And then this will go in there, and I'll put the sentiment on there as well in a moment. Maybe off camera, I'm not sure. Okay, last one, promise. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through this one. I'll only talk when I absolutely have to. Okay guys, I just realized while I was inking this that I did. Here it is. I was thinking that I hadn't inked the right thing. No, this is the wrong thing because this is the pocket. I mean, this is the tag. This is not the tag. So I need to erase these lines and redo them on the right piece. This is the backing of the pocket. So, which technically one would not have to do that. You could just put this, glue this on 3 sides, but I wanted it to be a little bit more stable, and I just like the look of something that I choose to be peeking out of there. So that's supposed to go like that. And so we're going to have to redraw the pencil lines on the right thing, which means we need to get this out here and we need to kind of place it again where it's going to go. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm looking so that I have an even amount on each side. So like about there. so that we can have that slide in, and we've allowed for glue lines. So I'm going to lay that down. This is an imperfect, it's not a perfect science, so I'm going to make a line here, a line at the bottom, a line on this curve, and that just helps me to line it up both side to side and up and down like that. Okay, so then that's where our little thing is going to go. So let's go ahead and do that. Since we're right here, we'll just go ahead and glue this on. I apologize if I'm too jibber jabbery. I'm feeling, I don't know, maybe a little anxious. I don't know. Just going away from home without my husband is hard, and to be gone for a couple nights, sleeping in a strange place is hard. But it's going to be good. It's going to be really good for my sisters and I. So I'm going to turn this over. And I made sure I made a line so that as I'm flipping this around, I know that this is up, which you can also tell because there's text on this one, but better safe than sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and put our plastic on, put the sequins in, put the other plastic on top, and I'm just going to speed through that. I won't cut it out, but I will speed it up. I promise I will get better at this. I can feel it. It's a new process for me. So again, I'm keeping this, I'm making sure that that is up, because when I put the second piece of plastic on, I want to make sure it's going the right direction. Well, I guess it does matter. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee, it does matter. Okay, so we're going to just put, that was a little bit bigger than I intended. I'm not sure how that happened. Just smoothing that down really well. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put my second bit of tape on all sides, because we've kind of mastered this process now, so I think we can manage that. I think I'm going to become friends with this tape. I think I need a new pokey tool though, or whatever this thing is called, because it's been used for a lot of things and it's kind of bent at the tip, so that might be why I have a little bit of trouble as well. So I'm just going to give this a try. Keep trying. Not too bad. And guys, as usual, if this video gets too long, I'm going to stop stressing about it. Please feel free to speed me up to 1.5 times the normal speed, and I don't sound terrible. So as I've mentioned before, there's some people that I can't speed up because they have a different accent, and it's harder for me to understand them, and I want to understand them. So some people I choose not to do that with, but do you do you. So I always like to give you guys that option. I understand that not everybody has all the time in the world, and that oftentimes people will just watch the first little bit, get the concept, and then go try it, and that's fantastic. I have no concerns about people that watch the whole thing or don't watch the whole thing. It's not a big deal. So this one I want to use some gold as well, so I'm just going to grab some out of my little bin here, trying to guard my little edges there. My gold one's spilt out in there for some reason. Okay, and I think we'll go in with some purple again. So let me grab some purple, just a few. Oh, that's more than a few, Cara-Renee. Goodness gracious. There we go. We'll make them more gold than purple. Okay, so those are there, and I'm gonna again turn it just for the sake, if this was super important to have it be in the right direction, this is a good practice. Make an arrow. So we're gonna go ahead and, oh, look at that. It's just like sucking it up. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. It's static electricity. It just happened again. It was like, funny. Okay, there we go. The only thing I would advise is that you don't go too close to the edges where your glue is going to go, because this is not, your glue is not going to stick to this. So I'm going to actually trim that up if I can get my scissors in there a little bit, or maybe not. Just going to trim that off a little bit. That was a little bit wide. There we go. I feel better about that. So that's our, oh, that's so cute. Look at that. Oh, I don't mind saying so at all. So we're going to go ahead and glue this on to the back. And oh my goodness, I love this so much. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our glue. And so this is a top pocket, so we're not going to put any glue on the top. So I like to put my hand or my thumb or whatever where I don't want the glue, so that I don't make that error. Like so. Okay. And we're going to just slide her on, and I'm going to pick this up quickly once I try to get it in place, and then I like to pick it up and then just shift it just in case it's not even, which it was not. Not a big deal. So there we go. There she is. Beautimous. So I'm going to see if I can slide this in. I think I made this one quite narrow, so look at how much I left for glue lines. So I think we'll be able to slide this in quicker. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, come on. It's good to wait, you guys. I'm not very patient, so I'm probably catching on that that plastic is probably what I was bumping into there. So be patient with yourselves. There we go. Oh my goodness, I love these so much. Look at that. It's absolutely perfect. I can't even believe. I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not. It's a lot of pieces. It's a lot of thinking about how your journal card is going to show how when you transfer this cutout to your journal card or your whatever, that it's going to show up in the right place in the window is the key. And so again, what I did is I looked at making sure I had edges, good edges around for glue lines, so that this would slide in, you know, sides and bottom would be right. So that's perfect. I love it. So we're going to put this little bit of lace on the bottom here, and I don't think I was going to do anything with this. I'm probably going to need to add something on there. It's a little bit too boring for me, but I was thinking, and I'm thinking this pink is not going to work either. So I might add some more stuff to this, as well as add the sentiment, but I'm going to let you go for now. I've kept you long enough, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for coming by. Take care. Bye-bye.